Hey, yo, what's up? This is Ice-T representing for Hype Magazine. Stop playing.
Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another live session with the Hype Magazine. I'm your editor-in-chief, Jerry Doby, and this evening I have the opportunity to catch up with a young lion by the name of TB Osama. He is from Raleigh, North Carolina. He has a fun story. He's got a bunch of paid partnerships as an influencer. The newest one, I think, is Monster Energy drink. So we're going to talk about that. That's kind of fly. That's kind of fly. You know what I mean? He's doing it all indie with no major hits on Apple, no major hits on Spotify, no major features. He almost had one of the most iconic features he could possibly have early on in his career when he met the dog DMX. And right before the situation, before his passing, uh, they met, made plans to make music, and then, rest in power, the unfortunate happened. So, happy to meet you, young lion, and welcome to the Hype Magazine live sessions, TB Osama. What up, though?
What up? What up? Happy to be here.
Okay. So look, man, we're introducing you to a whole new audience, and you've been introducing me off the recording to some new technologies and some goings on. So
Mhm.
first and foremost, tell me from the inside looking out how you see TB Osama and your journey to where you are now.
Well, from the inside looking out, I look at TB Osama as an artist that's done a lot without as much as what other artists use. I see that artist as trying to make his style of music only suitable for him. So he can be the only one to create music with, whatever I'm using, whether it be just off the top of my mind or just, writing down music. I think that's one of my strong suits, that my style of music is so unique to me,
Mm.
where I can make music and not have to worry about, you know, getting it cleared through a major label with partners and this, that, and the other. I can just make 3 or 4 songs a week and, and drop them and promote them, market them that same week. And usually I, I love how my journey is going now. And even in the beginning, because it seems like music is getting harder and harder to reach the audience you want to reach. You know, like when artists start out, they usually think, okay, let me make music, let me drop, and try to get in the eyes of a major label and A&R, try to, you know, overall just try to get into the eye of the industry, trying to, get around people, get connected to people. And I feel like TB Osama has, in a way, sidestepped that whole process because, I make it known that I don't have a Spotify. I
Mm.
make it known that, I'm not dropping music through YouTube and all these other platforms. When people ask me where's my music located at, I tell them it's Instagram. Same thing that, you know, I use that as my strong suit because that makes me different.
Mm.
That makes myself as an artist um stray away from the crowd of just dropping music through Apple Music, Spotify, and you know doing it that way. I found my own lane that I can work on my music with, and just from that, I can I've been able to network and accumulate all these connections and these partnerships that I've been blessed to have.
You've been busting your behind. I'm counting here what I got here. Fashion Bomb Daily, never heard of that one, but I
Yes,
don't
sir.
wear. I wear just hoodies and jeans and
Mhm.
as house slippers. I don't go nowhere. You know what I mean? SoundCloud.
Mm-hmm.
Now, SoundCloud is cool because SoundCloud had the SoundCloud first
Yeah,
program.
yeah, for sure. SoundCloud, when and now, there's rumors that SoundCloud is gonna be bought, by another company. Who knows what that's gonna end with? But when I started making music, it was around 2018, 2019. I got a partnership with SoundCloud later on in the year,
Hmm.
and it was cool. It definitely gave me a boost in to be able to drop my music and then put a paid partnership with SoundCloud,
Hmm.
on the project. That definitely helped me a lot.
I was going to say because everybody's not on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
SoundCloud with its free side makes it easier, and some people don't like to go to Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
And I like SoundCloud better because it's direct to the artist.
Mm-hmm.
So
Uh, definitely, you're not wrong on that because SoundCloud, you can you can type in an artist name on SoundCloud and it'll pop right up. But in other words, like Spotify, you have to, it's like invites and you have to know exactly what that person's name is and stuff like that. But I can definitely get the sense of SoundCloud being a strong suit for me
okay,
because I do have songs on SoundCloud, but my one of my biggest features, and that's from one of my managers in the second label that I'm with, and that's Ill Mill Entertainment.
mm,
His name is Sinister Face. He's located outside of Chicago,
hmm,
and that's connected with the whole FBG Duck situation and all that stuff. But he was the one that gave me really my first big feature, and he definitely seen my vision, and he let me have full creativity on what I wanted to drop, how I wanted to drop. If I wanted to do a project like this, he would let me do it. He gave me full control over my projects, and I definitely, I definitely will never forget that.
that's pretty dope. So do you still
Mhm.
rock with SoundCloud? Do you still use it, or are you just now exclusively Instagram? And really, how is that? You're able to monetize because of the paid
Mhm.
partnerships?
Mhm.
So, old cat like me is probably gonna ask you the secret sauce. What's the secret sauce? Uh, but um, you're not using the SoundCloud to back up the IG? Because like you remember when IG and the whole meta system went down for days,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
so
remember. I
nobody
remember.
could get to anybody. So do you
Mhm.
even use SoundCloud now as even like a backup?
Now, and that's a good point. Um, my thing with SoundCloud is yes and no. Like I still have my link, to my SoundCloud profile, but I don't really get on there
Mm,
too much. I usually just drop everything through Instagram, and I try to use my other platforms like my Twitter, my Threads profile to try to just keep people connected. I'm
mm.
still connecting to people every day, but yeah, I definitely have thought about that. Keep SoundCloud as a backup. Me and the platform SoundCloud have no bad blood. It's always been good business. I've never posted a project with them on the pay partner label,
Mm,
and they deleted it or, oh, take this down. It's always been good. So
mm.
if I needed to, I could just drop a couple songs on there right now. And you
I,
know how artists, oh,
mm.
oh,
No, no.
not to cut you off, but you know how artists have just so many songs in like the database on their
Right.
their 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 computer. You know,
Yeah.
so I really have a lot of projects that I could drop in there, but I just been rocking with Instagram for right now.
So you got like a whole filing cabinet probably full of hard drives, huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Some projects are unfinished, but
Yeah.
some this my process is more like I'll make it, I'll listen to it for about maybe 6, 7 hours.
Mm,
If I feel like it's not gonna catch the eye of who of the audience that I wanted to catch, then I'll probably just put it, back in the storage, and
mm.
later down the line I'll probably remix it or make it into a better song. That's
Okay.
another one of my strong suits.
So what was it that launched you
Mm.
to the level where the brand started coming to you and saying, "Yo, I want to rock with you."
I think it was I really think it was right after that DMX situation.
Mm,
God rest his soul. I definitely feel like that played a part in it, because after it happened, it was so weird because I had so many things to do. I wanted to do so much. I had so many plans, let's do this, that, and the other. Let's do this like this. But it's like it happened so quick, but I felt like I had enough time to get my bearings together, because this was aside from Sinister Fate, this was a major artist that's been in the game. He's a pioneer.
mm.
He's had his accolades, he's had his achievements, and people still recognize him today worldwide. So it was big, bro. It was definitely big for me to connect with him, and him looking into me and saying, you know what, let's try to get your music heard by millions of people. And that resonated with me, because that's every artist's dream.
Bruh.
But
Yeah.
I definitely, yeah, it was definitely after that situation that brands and other major artists started to really get around me, watch my story, watch my work, look what I'm doing, like my story, all type of stuff.
Okay. What's your secret of engagement on social media? So, like, I have, you said Threads, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Instagram and Twitter. So you,
Yes, sir.
the OG, which is Twitter, and then Threads, which is the Twitter like portion of Instagram.
Yeah.
And you know what I like about Threads is that all the people that are following me over on Instagram, they can't follow me unless I allow them on
Mm.
Thread. It says, "Oh, you've got 17 new followers," but it only follows back the people that I follow.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or allows them to follow people that I follow. So
Mm.
I didn't import my entire follower base over because half of them don't engage. What was your secret to making them engage? Do you like when you do your posts, do you ask questions? Do you
Mhm.
say something funny? Because I haven't gone through your entire uh
Mhm.
repertoire, but
Mhm. Well, let's see. I guess it's really that when I make music and I drop a project, I try to add a visual with it
okay.
that seems more like artistry. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Like when I make a song, and I'll listen to it, I'll think in my head, okay, what would be a good visual for this?
Mm-hmm.
Like what would make somebody listen to this and really connect to the song? Whether it be a catchy song, a song for trenches, a song for brands. I try to keep my music as clean as possible. That's
Mm,
another thing why I usually use Threads and Instagram together, and not really too much Twitter,
mm,
because I feel like on Threads, the content on Threads is more wholesome. Like you have the Instagram uh uh rules of agreement, the you can't say too much bad stuff, or unless or otherwise your account will,
Mm.
you'll be penalized, stuff like that. That's really why I like Threads, and I've been rocking with Threads ever since it came out. I know everybody got that invite to download Threads, and I definitely think with some time, Threads could be as big as Twitter, if not if not better.
I
Just
have
take.
I agree with you when you said it's more wholesome.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot less garbage. You know,
Yeah.
the trolls didn't really come over.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and for me, someone who's used to Twitter, that's where I started. I
Mm-hmm.
think 20, I don't know, 2009 or something like that. I
Mm-hmm.
think I was in Afghanistan and I started my first Twitter account, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sitting there bored. And I didn't know what it was. So I don't think I saw it again for like another 6 or 7 years. And now I'm seeing like heavy political nonsense and a bunch of disrespect. I haven't found that so much on Threads because it's
Yeah.
only the people that you're really following.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So you get to
Yeah.
engage. You're like, okay, it just seems more peaceful to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was agreeing with you.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And to not to cut you off, I'm sorry,
You're
but
good.
to continue on with the question you asked me, I also do stay till maybe like 8 o'clock in the morning,
Mm,
DMing, emailing, make sure I support other artists. That's a big thing. I don't want, when people ask me what the secret sauce is for me, I don't want it to feel like I'm overplaying my part. I try to work as hard as everybody else with their music. I market it, make everything. I try to make it as clean, the audio. I try to make it good enough for someone to hear it and not hear the little ticks and the bad garbage audio out of the song. And usually, you, when people look at my music, they see that it's not too long. Like it's like my music is more for commercials, ads, that type of stuff, and I think that does play a big part in it too, because it's short. I get to the point. I make the visual good, and I'm able to pop out 3 or 4 of them throughout a week if I need to. So it does make brands look at me like, okay, we can work with this guy. Like I try not to curse it all,
mm.
make it friendly for everybody. So brands wouldn't not want to work with me because my music is too vulgar and stuff like that. You know.
That's good business move. I have to salute you on your choices. I'm listening to you. I'm like, this is well thought out, well planned out, with a mission statement and a plan of execution to make it happen. Now, so your start social media, your campaigns or support in the
Mm-hmm.
DM. What time do you start? You said you finish around 8 in the morning.
Mm-hmm. I start. All right. I start. Let's just say if it's on a Saturday, right? I'll
Mm,
start at maybe 7 o'clock in at night, and it'll end up. I'll get everything finished. Everything looks good on the platform around 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'll stay up maybe an hour after that to just make sure it runs good on it looks good on the page. Like I can drop a project with a visual and maybe it doesn't look too good to me, so I'll look at it for a little bit. I'll just keep that on the red light. I'll give it a little bit. I'll try to you know make some engagements. If it doesn't look like people engage too much with it, then I'll just put it back in storage, stuff like that. But definitely from like seven to 8 in the morning. And I tell people all the time when they ask me, like, how are you able to do this? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. It's something that I fell in love with music when I first started. I would be making projects going into the AM. It didn't used to be 8 o'clock in the morning. It definitely it didn't take me that long when I first started, but now that I'm adding more craft, I'm adding more substance, more work into the whole project. I definitely it does take a lot out of you, especially when you are the one mastering it, uh cleaning it, engineering it, and then also marketing it and promoting it.
That's what
It
was
definitely
killing me.
does.
That was killing
Yeah.
me. Not to cut you off, I'm like, bro, record your own stuff. You engineer, mix, master, and
Mm-hmm.
market your own joints.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at this big green Mercedes over here that you stand in front of uh with Monster. I'm like, I just want to sit in the back seat and stretch out. Uh, so you did that graphic,
Oh,
or is
no,
that
no, no,
something
no, no.
Monster gave you and put you together?
It's this is how me and Monsters and partnership works. If I see an ad, right, that looks good, and that will fit with the music that or the project that I've dropped or that I'm waiting to drop. I have a lot of unreleased songs that I could create commercials for them. That's my end goal. But
Okay,
I definitely try to put the best project with the best highlights. If
okay,
I see, I have Monster Energy followed on all of my other platforms. So while I'm not on Instagram, I'll see visuals or maybe someone that's like a motocross champion, or you got some highlight clips from them, stuff like that. Like, but usually I go for if it looks like an ad or if it looks like just just a cool neat visual. Like it doesn't have to be too long. It doesn't have to, it doesn't have to what's it called, like it doesn't have to be like a super special um ad that they've used or that I've seen on TV. But it's usually highlights, just stuff that I oh sorry,
you're good.
just stuff that I've seen across platforms, that I'll take it to Instagram and I'll try to make a a, a good project with.
You froze up. Oh,
Oh, oh.
I'm on your page, and so I'm
Mhm.
listening to you. Nobody knows that you're looking at me, but nobody knows that I'm not looking at you or at the camera at the moment. So it's
Okay,
just
okay,
you highlighted. I have it just so that you're highlighted when you're speaking. So
okay, okay.
yeah,
Is it good now? Is it good now?
oh, it's fine. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right. And one thing with Monster Energy, I definitely, when I first got that partnership, man, I was ecstatic. That that is definitely a big partnership for me,
Mm,
just off of the fact that they have a big platform of people that love music, that love drinks, that love overall sports in general, but it's more of fast paced, that energetic lifestyle.
ah,
So
okay, okay.
it definitely does give me a boost with having that as a partner and being indie and doing everything myself. It does give you a lot of you know points from other people that, oh, how'd you get partnered with Monster Energy? I couldn't tell you, man. I just try to shoot for the stars, but I don't try to overplay my part.
Mm. I think it's so dope though that because see what you're describing in another industry is
Mm-hmm.
is music director.
Mm-hmm.
for sync placements.
Mm-hmm.
That's precisely what you're doing. You're just using it on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Which one can I attach my music to that most makes sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's fly. That's the same way, the music directors for films try to get syncs,
Mm-hmm.
it'll go with this TV, this movie or whatever. So you're doing all of it, making the content
Mm-hmm.
and then adding the music bed,
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah,
appropriate music bed. Yeah, that's dope.
I definitely haven't gotten around to knowing which when you said film director, music director, definitely I love the fact of um I love the word director, like I have on one of my posts on Trench Baby, that a song that I dropped. I definitely wanted to direct my own music videos.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely feel like I have the keen eye for good visuals that could add a lot of flavor to the project at hand.
Mm-hmm.
I um I definitely feel like I could I could be a good artist with having the music and the movie industry is two different things, but if I can have a foot in the movie industry
Mm-hmm.
and a whole arm in the music industry, that would be great. Like it's definitely is a lot of work to try to balance the two. I had a partnership with Paramount Plus, which is a
Mm-hmm.
streaming service, and
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
was more short lived, but I definitely learned a lot from them.
Mm-hmm.
I who else? I've gotten connected with A-list actors,
Uh-huh.
but not too many of them. There was a point in time where I think it might have been before or after the DMX situation happened.
Mm-hmm.
I had a flood of actors, entrepreneurs, other artists, just looking at my work and just getting connected to the person I am. As TB Osama, I just try to be different I try to be as different as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And just seeing some people that used to be on TV shows that were on TV that I used to see growing up. I remember this that I think it was a movie with Method Man.
Mm.
That principal guy, I forget his name. I forget that guy that played the principal off of that.
Not how it was. How high is that the one? Method?
I think it was. I think that's the name. The
Okay.
principal guy
I
that
don't.
played in that movie. He followed me on Instagram, and I think that was one of them that was like, oh snap, like this
That's
is the guy. Like, oh my goodness,
yeah. No.
So after that, I definitely started to try to put more work into my craft. Definitely, but it was that DMX situation that really put me in the forefront,
Mm-hmm.
of a lot of big A list artists,
Mm-hmm.
and just like that, it was definitely uh I would say maybe three or four big A-list artists like Black China,
Mm-hmm.
Fat Joe, and Busta Rhymes. They were really watching my work around that time, and I definitely appreciate them for that because it gave me something to add to my repertoire. Like look at these artists that they just come in, see what I'm doing. What are you working on? I see you working, stuff like that, and that definitely lit a fire in me.
I can only imagine how it would like motivate you
Mm-hmm.
uh as well. Like they're paying attention. And so does it also put any pressure, do you feel? Like it puts any extra pressure on you to create at a certain level or anything like that?
Oh yeah, like there's a lot of pressure, and one thing I always tell interviewers is that my journey was everything but easy. I remember the days when I'm starting out making music, and this is just me, just just rapping off my phone and just posting it and having the confidence of just if I if I like it, then I'm sure somebody else will like it too. And I just kept doing that day after day after day, month after month. And it definitely started to work for me because I put more work, more creativity, and I definitely held myself in a different light than other artists. So it helped me create my own audience. Definitely. Definitely. Oh, oh, you're muted.
Oh, I was laughing. I was like, I might have to hire you myself. But looking at the way that you work, like it's really impressive. Like I said, really well thought out, business minded, and detail oriented. I think that's more than the music. I'm listening to you lay out this plan that you maybe not even written out as a marketing plan or anything like that. You're going from the gut feeling of what works and taking that data, that input and keeping that with you and then applying it on the next time out. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's brilliant. I'm like, man, I didn't think of that. But then of course, I'm old and set in my ways. So you got time to experiment. You have an interest in experimenting
Mm-hmm.
and then getting those smiles with it, like, yeah, I want to give you a check to put your music, to my content.
Mm-hmm.
That's a win all day, all day. And you don't have to worry about selling no tickets to the arena,
Mm-hmm.
selling
Mm-hmm.
no merch. You're doing corporate stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's really, that's a big thing in me being an artist. The fact that I can connect with corporate level brands, excuse me, brands and other artists, it definitely does make me feel more uh now I have to put more hours into the project before I release it. Like I have to make sure that it sounds good. I have to make sure that everything's on the up and up, and it goes through. Everything looks good. It runs on the platform good, and it doesn't. It helps both parties because I want it to look good for other people to go look at that post by Monster Energy, or go look at what Fashion Bomb Daily or what a brand has in their shop. I wanted to definitely help the brand on a corporate level to grow, just like how I want to grow. I want it to be a partnership. Yeah, like there's no reason that I would want to just grow, and I wouldn't want to attribute to the brand that I'm partnered with to grow too.
Okay. Now, I have to ask the technical question and you can answer it
Mm-hmm.
if you what give me just a range
Mm-hmm.
of what kind of revenue you can earn from having this type of partnership, putting your music to their our pre-made content. Is it set? Is it a rate, or is it like when
Okay. Well, the we'll start with like an ad, right? So if let's say someone gets partnered with let's say Red Bull, right?
mhm,
If you and at the end of the day, I'm different from another partner that's an artist that's dropping their music through Spotify and stuff like that. So you have to get stuff cleared through major labels and
mhm,
partners. I it works for me because I'm not I hold all my masters. I have a distribution deal with one of my labels. So, but other than that, I hold all my masters and I create all my content. So it's more of a, yeah, you're right, a set price. If they offer, hey, we'll give you this much to create a project for us, and if it's good, we'll post it on our page. Some partnerships could be just a commercial partnership, like, hey, you guys, I'm partnered with so and so. You guys go check out their inventory, go check out their music, go check out their brand, and you can get paid for that. You could get There's so much that artists can get paid from having a paid partnership
Mm-hmm.
with a brand
Mm-hmm.
that would oversee your actual label deal. Or, I'm not saying that you'll get like $100,000 just from partnering up with a random brand, but I definitely think having the right brand with the right music with the right idea could get you in the rooms of signing these contracts that you're gonna close out like a couple thousand, couple $100,000. That makes you a key player in the corporate world.
Mm-hmm.
And being an artist that doesn't have um my foot in a literal sense, of because a lot of this corporate stuff is new to me,
Right.
so I'm still finding ways and finding out things as I go, in a way. So I definitely don't like to disclose too much.
I
I
understand.
don't
I
like
understand.
to talk too much about it, but I can get a sense of why people wonder, and the questions they ask, and oh, like, man, you could be making millions of dollars. I you know
You're
if
not
if
unhappy.
God got it for me, then
Yeah, yeah. Right now, you're not unhappy with the way things are going.
oh
So,
yeah,
hey, and I think in this industry, with all the mental health stresses and outward, the negative influences coming, people are just shooting lyrical missiles at people for no reason. You know what I mean? Just to be in their business,
hmm
start some mess and get some attention. I think y'all call it clout chasing or whatever it is. It's crazy. There was an app on the web that was tied to your social media. It was called Clout, KLOT.
hmm
And they paid you based on, so I guess it's an earlier influencer type program, but the news stories that you put up on Twitter,
hmm
tied to Twitter, uh, the news stories that you put up, how many views and things like that. I'm getting paid for people reading a news story or clicking the link to the news story. So it's
hmm
similar for journalists way back when. I don't see as many opportunities like that for us now, but I love what you're doing. You're being corporate and thinking
hmm
corporate without having coming up in the corporate structure. You're doing business like any major Fortune 500 company,
hmm
selecting your deals, making sure they're a right fit. Not only, you're a right fit for them, but mostly are they a right fit for you? And
Yes, sir. Yeah.
and will it, lower your brand value? Because you're a
hmm
brand. Your TB
hmm
Osama is a whole brand. Uh,
hmm
and being tied to the big, bro, it's huge to have a monster partnership with that huge
hmm
Mercedes. That's a three-way tie.
hmm
It never broke again. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
agree. So I just number of admiration for you, uh,
Thank you.
and what you're doing, young lion. And I'm just gonna say this right here. Uh, you ever just need to, just chop it up for 10, 15 minutes. I got a link for that too. Don't cost nothing. You just I got this idea. What do you think? Is there a story there? Or, I'm old and I like to support things that are fun for me to
Mhm.
watch.
Mhm.
So, I'm here for you, brother. Is there anything you wanted to cover that I may have neglected? New project?
No, you hit them all. I definitely like how this interview went. I had a lot of answers. I definitely this conversation definitely put some ideas in my head, definitely, that I'm gonna work on.
Okay. Well, see, it's much better than an email interview, man.
Mm-hmm.
Having conversations is how things ignite and get sparked. You gave me some
Yeah.
ideas. I'm over here making notes on your bio. I'm like, oh, I gotta look at this. I gotta look at that. Boom, boom, boom. So I really love it. I appreciate you. I want to thank you for your time. I wish you, much continued success. TB Osama, check him out, man. He is it's Young, Young Osama, right? On Instagram.
Yes, sir. Young.Osama. Yeah.
Young.Osama on Instagram. He's very talented. The music is great, the clips, and it's not going to overwhelm you. You can just play with it and have fun and watch what he does. He's like, oh, what did he do with this one? What did he do with that one? You know, that's kind of fly. And, we have to take our young people and say, congratulations and salute for your ingenuity, for your business acumen, for your intestinal fortitude, for stepping into a corporate world, a world that's, maybe totally unfamiliar to you, and learning it. And then being wise enough to reach out and say, I don't know everything, and there it is, because I don't know everything. But young people, I'm a father of 6 and a grandfather of 15, and all of them think they know everything, and the elders don't know nothing. So to hear a young person like yourself, I haven't figured it all out yet, but you're driven, and that's something I like to showcase to other young people. You feel me? So I appreciate you, TB Osama, Young.Osama on Instagram. He's very creative. And follow him on Threads too. Just help this young brother continue to march forward and support him and support his pure energy, because we need that in this day and age. All right, young brother. Until next time, Hype Magazine.
As an artist, we should reflect the time.
Why you so talented?
Because I'm black.
Why you so amazing?
Because I'm black.
It's really important that we build characters so that people understand their story matters.
2 Chainz and I both are just really into good food.
And when you know you are royalty, you will only aim in life to be royalty.
We're doing it right now. I don't give a damn what they say about me. Yes, I called your ass out. I know I shouldn't be saying this kind of.
Shout out the Hype Magazine Network.
Shout out to the Hype Magazine Network.